and welcome back to the Dennis Herrera Show. It is a Saturday night. We're doing overtime. We are testing our live streaming, of course. We are testing live streaming through X to my X account. We're trying to do streaming with Instagram. I only have so many monitors on here that I can look at. But we're trying to see if we can stream in all of them. The only one I couldn't get activated, which I don't even have followers there yet, it's on TikTok. But for now, I guess this is what's going to happen. I also, for some reason, I wasn't able to get through with Facebook, but that's okay. Good evening, Marvin. Marvin Vernal, how are you? Paul. Paul says my toilet paper has Iran leaders on it. Be nice, man. Be nice. Be nice. Low Wolf, how are you? How are you, my friend? Good to see you on here. Can you please tell me um, which social media you are watching me from? And I want to see if I actually get the comments the way they're supposed to be. I won't be able to send you guys emojis as I normally do because I am going to be multi-stream chat. So I don't believe that it gives me, the emojis and things like that from people. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it looks like X is showing it. Hopefully everything sounds all good in there. It looks like Instagram is good. So there we go. I mean, we got three platforms that are working okay. I'm okay with that. Tonight, I want to be able to take some calls. So I have my phone number up there if you guys want. If it's too distracting for now, I guess I could always take it off. Babe, can you do me a favor? Can you hand me both of my phones, please? I appreciate it. Let's see. Mr. Mikey, how are you? Cray Miz, welcome. Big bro Robert Omar. By the time you guys were sending me my text messages, I was getting my alerts from True Social, through YouTube. Some of you members were texting me about what happened here with another incident trying to get in where President Donald Trump has been involved with somebody shooting. Okay, let me finish saying hello to my peeps over here. Omar, Uncommon Woman, good evening. Cool Cat Renee in the house. I see you. All right, and everybody else is making it in. Welcome to the chat. Paul Salsi says, ask yourself, do you really want the country run by the same party that runs New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, and Chicago? That's a fair question. It is a fair question, and it's very sad that there's a lot of people out there that they just don't like President Trump, and I understand that. You don't have to like the man, but the things that we're doing in our country are the things that need to be done. Marta on the Instagram, hello. I can't tell who is on the X account. But if you do go through the X account, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a heart on the X account, and I can't give myself a like on YouTube because I'm not monitoring that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to get on there. Let me try to get on there. View channel. Make sure that I can get in here. And we're live. All right, I'm gonna monitor the portrait mode on that one. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. If you haven't done so yet, please bear with me. I want to say again, welcome back to the Dennis Herrera Show. You are watching live with Dennis Herrera. And normally I come in here maybe a couple of times every day. Hours depend in the morning. I do my own research. I got to catch up with things. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to the channel. Do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe if you like what we talk about tonight. This is a conversation that happens a lot. Okay, it's something that we talk about. We try not to be biased. We try not to be hypocrites. We try to be as honest and as truthful as possible. And I always advise people, if you're going to engage someone in a conversation, and some people will be debating, um, where do you stand? Okay, because like right now, I just want to know, why do you support Democrat policies? And that's why Paul Salsi is asking, why would you? Why would you support a policies that have been destroying our country, and has been really, it's crazy how the party that is increasing violence has been promoting hate speech, has been promoting racism, like to blame Republicans. And most of you guys are yours, already being here with me for a long time. You know I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat. You know why I'll support the Democrats most of the time. Before I found out that they kept lying to us, I gave people the benefit of doubt because everything that they run on their campaign is attractive. And so I decided that I wanted to support Democrats. And unfortunately, everything that Obama promised us that he was going to do, he didn't do. Everything that they promised with Biden that he was going to do, he didn't do. I didn't vote for Biden. I voted for Trump because I started to learn what the policies were actually being taught. And you know what? I didn't like that Obama had the rainbow at the White House. I thought that was one big sign of how horrible the policies of the Democrats have become. So, with that being said, tech support, how are you? Good to see you on here. Scott Burham, good to see you, my friend. And let's see. Now, just so you guys know, this is going to be a very, I can't really tell who is a member of my channel. So, if you hear me telling you to become a member of my channel, well, that's because I don't know if you are still a member. Let me move this out of the way here. I don't like the location. Let me minimize this just a little bit. There we go. I think that if you're watching the landscape mode, that the letters and the phone number should be good. Should be a good size. All right. With that being said, let's take a listen at some of you guys in here. Well, let's take a listen. Let's take a read. Okay. As you guys already know, there was another incident from Democrats. Sadly, this is actually a teacher. Can you believe this? He was the teacher of the month, I believe, in 2024. And the problem is that it's crazy how we put things together. Look at this. Socialist Democrats, they are running this agenda, this fake agenda that says we are raising taxes for our education system, right? Of course they are. Of course they are. They're taxing you. They're taking a lot of money to run the educational system. The problem with that is that it's not what you think. See, they used to do this to improve, the knowledge of our children. You guys, if you're my age or older, you guys know 90s, 80s, education was banging. Was there bad people? Yes. Was there good people? There's always good people and there's always bad people. But I remember that in the 90s, in the early 90s, I was able to catch some of the good education. I graduated in 95, and when I graduated in the mid 90s, the things that I remember from schooling was we had some great tutors. I mean, listen, I was acing all my tests. I was acing my trigonometry. I aced my calculus. I aced my science, my chemistry, history. Okay, English I didn't. I had a B plus. But still, on my test, I was very good. I understood what was happening. I was learning, and especially because teachers was giving me the time. You know what I mean? They were giving me the information that I needed to move ahead. But these days are long gone. Back then, they would tell you need to graduate high school in order for you to go to college and get a career that is going to pay you the money that you want so that you can have a good life and then have a marriage and have children and that you can take care of them. Well, that's not the case anymore. The problem with the educational system today is that They have put so much welfare mentality into it. They have put so much victimhood into it. They have put so much racism. They have put in so much sexual immorality. And they've been putting all of these things in the educational system. And now you're seeing the fruits of those evil seeds that were being planted by this corrupted government who has come mainly and mostly from the Socialist Democratic New Party. Most of us know the Democratic Party left us a very long time ago. And some of us continue to hope that they will come back. It's a great party. But as I am looking at the news, I continue to see all this hate and division coming from the Socialist Democrats, from all the way from Cory Booker, talking about, we need to, revolt and we need to go on the streets and we need to go fight. And I'm just like, okay, the guy looks angry. He is resentful. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, our enemies, they want to exploit that. There is this new guy out there. His name is Hassam, I think. This guy is so hateful. He has literally made comments. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me see if I can share. Let me see if I can share my my X account here with you guys. Not my live, but let me see. Where is it? Let me see if I actually saved it. There is some horrific. If you go through my X account, there is some horrible videos. Horrible videos. I don't think I saved this. I don't think I saved it. But the guy is talking about, like, our streets. Listen to this talk. This is a Islamic terrorist rhetoric. He says that our streets here in the United States of America, our streets here should be running with the blood of capitalists. This is what this moron is saying. And there is actually a socialist Democrat that is running for mayor on the East Coast, on the East Side, that actually has him speaking with him in public events. There's somebody that knows their name. You can go ahead and put it on here on the chat. I will appreciate it. I'm sure you guys have heard about this guy. Okay? And so I'm looking at everything around, and I'm like, okay, they know that the educational system was created for us to have a better way of life, okay? That we used to have more Christian values and morals in the schools. Was there still bullying? Was there a little bit of violence? Of course, we're humans. We're very stupid and ignorant sometimes. But now that they have removed God from the schools, now some states are trying to bring it back. But I can tell you that when they remove God completely from the schools, everything is getting worse. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Listen, if you were born yesterday, you don't know anything. Okay? And then I excuse you. But if you're 30s, even if you're 20s, 40s, 50s, you should be able to see the difference in our society today. You have to understand, if we don't pay attention to it, we're just going to get worse. We're going to get worse and worse and worse. And I've seen it. There is kids in Chicago, teenagers, underage people with guns, semi-automatic rifles, and nobody wants to do anything about it from the Socialist Democrat. It's like they want us. They want us to kill each other. I don't understand that. Why would anybody serving in government, unless they hate us, want to do that? It's crazy. But the educational system, we used to pledge allegiance to the flag in each classroom every morning. And they taught us civic duties. We had assembly to talk about our country, how great it is. And then Obama started introducing a racist theory, is what I call it. Racist theory. And they started forcing children or kids in the about 2010, 2010, 2011, and you start to see this new education that they're giving our children, and it's just so corrupted. It is so dark. You know, they got the commandments out of the Supreme Court. They wanted to get rid of "In God We Trust" out of our coin. Thank God it didn't happen, right? But then we started to see that they were starting to teach that our history is not something that we need to learn from so that we don't repeat it. They started teaching that our history was so bad because we are bad people today. And that is the farthest from the truth, because we're not. We are better people today because of all the bad history that we have had in our life. Whether you come from Central America, as I do, I come from Honduras, and you see my flag down here. I come from Honduras. We have a slavery time. We have our land and our women have been raped and pillaged and all this other stuff, same as it happens here in the United States of America. We have been colonized. But we accept our history. We accept our past. Because we also know that in our history, our ancestors were horrible. Whether we had some good native ancestors, that's fantastic. But the ones that were in charge, they were enslaving everybody else. And the same thing happened here in the United States. So don't tell me that all this history is meant for you to be resentful, for you to be hateful. There is people that you have never even been through slavery. None. You have no idea what the hell that is. But you were raised by ignorant parents who told you that you're supposed to hate the white man, who told you that you're supposed to be a victim, that the color of the skin dictates what happens to you in your life, whether you're successful or whether you're a failure. But let me tell you that that's farthest from the truth. That is not true. Many of the black people that were coming from slaves and even non-slaves have gotten great educations, have come out of ghetto neighborhoods because they don't want the violence. They don't want the criminal activity. But a lot of people, like the ones that fall into this welfare system that the socialist Democrat have put upon them. Why do I say they have put it upon them? Because most of the time, American leaders that serve the people with the heart for the people, they have these socialist programs like welfare, food stamp, healthcare, etc. They have this with a condition that you're supposed to look for a job. You're supposed to try to better yourself. But that's not how it's working. Now they encourage them to be single. Women are encouraged to just pop out babies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep popping out babies because every year you're going to get a $3,000 credit on your tax return. It is ridiculous. They are killing our country. They're killing our country. The men get frustrated with the women that choose welfare over a marriage. Let me tell you something right now. I am one of those people. Now, I'm not black, but my first 2 children are black, from a black woman. I offer marriage. I got a place to live. Got a great job. She rejected me. And I'm not telling you this so she looks bad, but this is what happens. And I'm telling you that I have experience. She rejected me and said, no, I don't want to move in. I don't want to get married. Why? She was getting food stamps, free health care, and she was getting cash, plus house assistance. The welfare system has been the biggest influence for couples to break up. When I do my taxes, and I just put one of us, between my wife and I put just one of us, boom, $15,000 return. As soon as we put both of our incomes combined and we get in there, we don't get jack. We don't get jack squat. If it wasn't for the big, beautiful bill that allowed me to make some extra deductions, I would have got nothing for refunds this year. But we did. And so I'm grateful for the president. I'm grateful that the bill that every socialist Democrat was hating was actually a very good bill. And I'm glad that the president ignored the negativity and all the hate from people. We have all these programs, but I can tell you when Obama came into office, all of those programs went down south. Everybody became more racist. Everybody played the victim card more often. Why? Because when they play the victim card, people have this, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's so sad. Let me tell you what I see when people are getting deported. When there is no protesters, they just in handcuffs, get in the car, nice and quiet. When there is protesters, they start screaming, oh my God, and crying and yelling and wailing. And those sounds are meant for us humans to be emotionally corrupt. We get emotionally corrupted. And we think, oh my God, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe we don't want to deport these people. No, they need to be deported. There is a Dominican Republic woman who stole a Puerto Rican woman, her papers, and abused the system for decades. She got caught. She's going to be in jail for minimum 17 years, maybe more. But the person that she stole the papers from, she stole the birth certificate, got a passport, etc. I mean, the incompetence in our government, and the people that take care of our visas was so weak. They were just giving out money, refuge to anybody that asked for it. For example, these hundreds of thousands of Somalis that we brought over here, well, shit, the whole country's still the same. They've been like this all this time. They're a bunch of pirates, scammers. And the problem is when they put them all in one place. Ilhan Omar, in her speeches amongst her people, as I read the translation is telling me, as she's talking, she's like, we are, as long as I'm in Congress, she says, Somalia will never have to worry about anything. Wait a minute, what? And you got to ask yourself a question. Why would she say that? Would she say that because she is using the USAID as she was? I think we don't know about it. Was she using USAID to support the economy in Somalia? I say yes. As soon as Doge came over here with Trump's administration and shut down the USAID to Somalia, Somalia's economy went down to shit again. Okay? So I know that they were getting billions of dollars. And the other thing could be she is into fraud. Over $18 billion in fraud. Millions of dollars cash, sent through the airport with connections in Europe and Somalia and here in the States. Nobody cared that there was $1 million in a suitcase. On multiple trips, they finally got caught. So there you go. You got leaders in Socialist Democrat Congress. Well, Ilhan is more like a communist, but she's in the Democratic Party. And she is destroying America. And the reason why they put all these people in the same place is because she needs their support. She needs them to be citizens. And what does her speech say? Listen to this. Her speech says, okay, as long as I'm in Congress, Somalia has nothing to worry about. The United States of America is going to give you the money and the help that you need. Why? Because you pay taxes. This is the excuse. This is the weakness that the world and those who hate us have found in our system. Do you know why they go to countries that are Christian countries? Because Christians are soft. Christians are weak in the Word of God. Christians don't study the Bible, but they remember scriptures that is given to them. Like you should put the other cheek when somebody strikes you on one. You know what the Muslims do? They come out there and they get in your face. Hey, can I hit you in the face? Because the Bible, the Bible says that if I hit you in the face, you got to put the other cheek. Like these people really, they are so low IQ that they think that we don't see how stupid they are. But this is how they go about it. The Bible says that you're supposed to shut up. Don't quote the Bible to me if you don't believe in it. Wake up, people. Wake up. They are abusing our educational system. They're destroying it. They are destroying it. They remove the American flag with the rainbow flag. How do we allow that? When was this okay to do? It's crazy. But we're going to move on through this education. We're going to move on through these third world countries coming over to the United States of America, not to help, not to make it better, but to take advantage of it. I try to explain this to some people on a leftist channel. I try to explain to them, immigration is a wonderful thing, and we want it. We want immigration, absolutely. But it has to be legal. They have to follow the rules. They have to follow the rules. Why? Because we want to make sure that if somebody comes to our country, that they are healthy, that they're not bringing any disease. 2, that they're not criminals, that they pass a full criminal background check, that they are able to sustain themselves when they come to this country. And when they prove that they do, when they prove that they got something good in the country where they come from, then absolutely, come on in. You are welcome to come and visit, and you are more than welcome to apply for a green card. But somehow, people have looked at the United States of America and every other Christian dominant country. They think that human rights is the same thing as legal rights. And that is a whole different thing. You see, we will treat our strangers as we treat ourselves. But they got to come here legally. They can't be breaking the law. The Bible doesn't say treat the criminals as you treat yourself. No. Criminals get punished. If you come in through the border illegally, you are committing a crime. I don't care what size of crime you're looking at. You're committing a crime. And you can't tell me that you're just going to be here and whoop-de-doo, everything is good. No, you're going to have to commit fraud. You're going to have to work illegally, which is a felony. So no matter how you slice it, if you come to this country illegally, you're breaking the law. If you work in this country illegally, you are committing a felony. And if you steal somebody else's paper, like this Dominican Republican woman did, you are also committing another felony which stacks decades of jail time to you and then deportation. So don't think that you can become a citizen in jail. That's not how it works. You know what's crazy is that I read this comment. They just come through my feed on X. I read this comment that said, let me see. I think it was a Democrat representative or senator. I can't remember which one it was. But they were talking about how horrible ICE agents are because they have a pregnant woman. A pregnant woman got arrested by ICE and is about to get deported. And I had to comment. You know me, I had to comment. So I commented, well, we don't want anchor babies here, so she needs to be deported right now before she gives birth. That was my comment. You gotta be able to see that. We got a problem. It's a huge problem. It's not easy to tackle. And I'm going to tell you, socialist Democrats don't make it any easier. Socialist Democrats are pooping all over our country. And if you're new to my channel, you have to understand why I say socialist Democrat. I say socialist Democrat. And by the way, I apologize on the Instagram feed. I should have chosen a different format, okay, for that feed. But at least you can hear me, and I appreciate you if you're hitting some likes in there. I appreciate that. Nobody's going through the feed over here on X, so that sucks. X, you suck. That goes to Ilhan Omar. But you know what? I think that the people are becoming too soft in our country, and only those who are strong, only those who can overcome emotion and drama, only those people can really fight for our country. That's just what I believe. That's just what I believe. And I think that a lot of you guys should be paying attention to that as well. So, we got to get rid of illegal immigrants, no matter how you slice it. And I think that one of the ways that you can say it is that if you don't deport illegal immigrants in this country, you are hurting those who have DACA documents, those who have actually acquired TPS. It is not fair that American citizens have to qualify. Listen to this. American citizens have to qualify to get free health care, to get housing assistance, to get welfare. Illegal immigrants don't. Illegal immigrants don't. We want every migrant that came to this country, became legal. Fantastic. Stay here. We want you here. We want more like you. But you know what the problem is that people find that they have this connection to someone that is illegal. Maybe they are illegal themselves. And they hate it. They hate legal immigration because they are illegal. They hate rules that punish criminals. You know why? Because they are criminals. Julia Garcia, one comment that I can read in here. One comment that I can read in here. Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad that I'm defending the American people? Tell me that. Anybody, I don't give a shit who it is. Tell me this. Why do you get so mad that I am fighting for what's better for this country and the American people? Tell me, what bothers you about that? Shouldn't you be going back to your country if you're illegal? Illegal immigrants do take jobs from American people, from residents, and those who are legal to work in this country. Illegal immigrants do take those jobs away. I don't care how you slice it. You know how I can prove it to you? What would you say? You're going to ask me one question. What would you say if I say we are going to remove every single illegal immigrant today? Here's what you're going to say. Oh my God. Well, who's going to take those jobs? That's a great question. Who do you think is going to take those jobs? Now, if you think that nobody's going to take those jobs, I can tell you right now, you have no idea how many people need jobs right now. Now, the reason why the socialist Democrats want to make these homeless people more addicted to drugs is because if you drug the American people that need work, that need a break, that need to go out there and make some money, their whole plan of having illegal immigrants do the cheap labor is going to fall apart. It's that simple. If you think that the Democrats have done the best job with healthcare system, let me tell you right now, all of you socialist Democrats have been bitching and complaining that President Donald Trump hasn't come up with a healthcare plan. And that is bullshit, because on his first term, he did bring up some healthcare. And the socialist Democrats didn't like it because it was going to cut off a lot of the fraudulent money that is gone now. But guess what? Fraud is being investigated more and more. President Trump tried to do immigration reform. He tried to get DACA document holders legal. He tried to get those TPS people to become on the way to citizenship. Democrats said no with some rhinos. They said no. He tried to help. He tried to make them change the law. They said no. Why? Because they want illegal immigrants. The only reason why they fought so hard during the Biden administration, let's not get it twisted. The Biden administration make sure that the government was weaponized against President Trump. They needed him to go to jail. They needed him to go to jail because they were going to get busted. Eric Swalwell, that guy thought he will never, ever get caught. Busted. Nancy Pelosi, I don't know why she's not in jail. Pencil neck, the watermelon head guy, Shifty Shift. I don't know why he's not in jail. The dumbass senator from Maryland, I don't know why he's not in jail. Pocahontas, a liar, used a Native American fake Indian claim just to abuse the system. And she, for some reason, she is in the service. She's in Congress. Isn't that amazing? You had Hillary Clinton deleted over 30,000 emails. They got all this shady stuff going on with the Clinton, with the Clinton nonprofit organization. They got all this dirt on them. And yet, dumb-ass people still voted for these lunatic Democrats. Lunatic socialist Democrats. All the people that say, oh, blue wave. Yeah, we know how stupid you are. We know how ignorant you are. We just hope that you change. We hope that you can see the difference. I supported Democrats because I thought they had changed. But now they don't. Yeah, now we don't care about DACA. Now we don't care about it. When Trump was fighting for it, you guys fought against us. So now we don't care. And he's going to do what he needs to do. You know why? Because people like Ilhan Omar, Rashid Tlaib, that Elvis pencil head lady, you got all these people that are against our country. So yes, things have to change. You guys supported Kamala. I can't believe it. You know what? I think these accounts are just made in Africa. But you got people saying, oh, Kamala would have done such a better job than Trump. No, she wouldn't have. She's an airhead. She didn't even qualify for the job that she had. She got moved up through the ranks in her career with BJ's. Let's not forget about that. She got torn apart by Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard tore her up. Yes, a Democrat. That's right. I said it. And who does Biden pick to be vice president? Not Tulsi Gabbard. Not a woman who was smart. You know why? Because that's not good for him. So he picked the dumbest female that would pretend to be a black woman when she was always saying that she is Indian. All of a sudden, she just became a black woman. Let me tell you something, moron. And this is for real. He says, Dennis, why do you hate MAGA like you do? What are you talking about? Well, I don't understand that. I am 100% for Make America Great. Don't get that twisted. Don't get that twisted. When President Donald Trump says that he's going to get rid of all these illegal criminals, the rapists, the violence, all those illegal criminals need to go. The stupid people on the left, of course the legacy media is going to jump on top of it because they hate Trump. They're going to jump and say, oh my God, he hates Dennis. Oh my God, he hates all the legal Hispanics. No, don't get it twisted. We know exactly what he said. And he didn't call all of us criminals. Don't get it twisted. You think we're stupid? We're Hispanics, but we know that there's a lot of freaking criminals in our Hispanic communities. Don't get it twisted, Joe. Don't get it twisted. You guys are the garbage that we need to clean up from our country. All the illegal immigrants that come into my chat, you think you got power over something? You don't got shit. You have no power over anybody, over anything. And I will continue to defend this country. I will continue to defend the American people and their well-being. You have a country where you were born, stay there. You can go to the neighboring country, but you don't have to be here in the United States of America. If you think the United States of America doesn't like you, well, get the hell out. And if you don't like the United States of America, well, get the hell out. The option is still the same. And I'm going to say, if you are supporting Democrats today, you are responsible for this country going down the toilet. President Trump is doing an amazing job. And I'm very proud that he's my president. 100%. The United States of America has accepted me to be an American citizen. And let me read to you the oath that I had to make. In order for me to become an American citizen, this is my oath. And if you were not born here, if you were naturalized American citizen, let me remind you of that oath. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States, here we are, key word, when required by the law. So all these morons that keep saying, oh, Trump, the Dutch, oh, he didn't shut the hell up. Unless it's mandatory, required by law, you don't have to serve in the military. That I will perform non-combat service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law. That I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law. And that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Now I want you to understand that when I make an oath, I keep my word. And I don't care if it's a brother, a cousin, an auntie, or even my mother. If they are illegal, they cannot be in this country, period. I can be in the military. I can be in the military, and my parents can be illegal. If they get deported because they are illegal. My service to this country is not to see what I can benefit from serving this country. My service to this country will be because I feel like I want to die for this country. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to get in front of a bus and just die and say I'm dying for my country. That's not how it works. And if that's what you thought, you are retarded. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about to help you in that matter. I find it very interesting that a lot of people are so hypocritical. They're a bunch of flakes, bunch of softies, bunch of word binding lack. You guys are lacking everything that brings honor to a person. All of you guys that says go fight, very soon you might just get your wish and it'll be us against you. Let me tell you right now. Let this be a warning. And I'm not the only one saying this. But right now, you are privileged. You are entitled. You think that because this country is so great that you are safe? None of us are. None of us are. For the same reason that you hate me speaking the truth, I don't care what you say on my chat right now. I am saying 100% the truth. And if I am defending and standing and protecting, and I'm trying to make others respect and protect this country, there is nothing treasonous about that. There's nothing wrong with loving and appreciating the land that has provided for me and my family. And I can tell you this, every other future immigrant that's going to come to this country legally is thanking me right now, because they know that we are not going to let a bunch of illegal immigrants tell us what to do in our country, whether you like it or not. Don't think I don't know you. I know who you are. You are the same trolls. You are the same trolls that don't love this country. You come here so many times, it's crazy. Even when you bring in your so fake ass second profile, third profile, you still speak the same way. You stink with the same stink of traitors and rapers and violators and murderers and criminals. You stink of somebody who breaks the law and has no respect for others. So don't come over here and think that I'm just going to sit here and think you're going to trigger me tonight. It's not going to happen. I will continue to speak the truth, as I always do, for this is what God has called me to do. I will love my neighbor as I love myself. And because I love myself, I decided that I would never be illegal in this country. And because I love myself, I always told myself that I need to follow the law. And because I love myself, I always said, do what is legal. Don't be a criminal. Because I love myself, I kept myself out of jail. Because I love myself, I learned to love other people. And if I have to correct myself because I love myself, well, I got to correct you. Because I love you just the same as I love me. And I want you to be prosperous, and I want you to be happy, but you got to do it the right way. I will never support your criminality. It's just not going to happen. It is just not going to happen. All right. So with that being said, I hope that we got things clear. Oh, sorry, Cutting Edge, man. I don't see my, I don't see the supers on here. I see one. Hold on. The thing these libs don't understand is that even they had managed to eliminate Trump. Everything would be worse since the dead man's hand would automatically launch the nukes. I don't know if the nukes would launch, but definitely there will be a huge attack. But I'll tell you what, though, that's a good point. But I'll tell you what, it could be something that the enemy knows. And there is one thing that I have learned from the art of the deal, or the art of war from Sun Tzu. It's that there's always that middle guy that instigates their enemy to fight against each other. This tactic has been used for centuries. I dare say thousands of years. It has been known, hey, Peter, John says this. Hey, John, Peter says this. Hey, Paul, well, Peter and John say this. And all of a sudden, they go and fight each other. That's what they're doing here. Yes, the shooter was a teacher. The shooter was a teacher. And thus, why I started talking about education. Okay? These communists, or as they call themselves, socialist Democrats, they have infiltrated the one place where they know they can mold idiots. And that is the elementary school. That is middle school. That is high school. And you have to understand, they have to attack it from the beginning of their childhood, because we are sponges when we're kids. We absorb all information, and they teach the kids to be feminine when they're masculine. They teach children to hate themselves. They teach our children to be too damn emotionally compromised. They teach them that good is bad and that bad is good. They have attacked our country from the very innocent minds of our children. That's crazy. That is crazy. Let me play that short clip for you guys here. This is somebody put a clip on here. The Daily Caller, the News Foundation says, here we go. Let me go ahead and show this to you guys. Hold on, let me put it on screen so you can see it. Here we go.
Florida, you can no longer use your EBT money to buy sugary junk food.
New SNAP restrictions go into play across Florida today. Starting today, if you rely on SNAP benefits, you can't use your EBT card to purchase anything in this cart.
Literally nothing in this cart is actual food. As you can imagine, the Fats are not happy about this.
Now I'm being told what I can buy and what I can't buy, and I don't think that's right.
Guess what, lady? It's not your money. You don't get to do what you want with the taxpayers' money.
I couldn't even get Arizona, V8 juice, or Welch's juice with my food stamps.
Are you unable to obtain a job that would allow you to afford your food dye-infested Welch's juice? What are you doing with your time? As someone who pays for these food stamps, I feel like I have a right to know.
I feel like we should be able to choose, because all food is healthy. It's whether or not you indulge in it.
They shouldn't be able to tell you that. They shouldn't. Yeah, my sister too.
These people are disgusting. And you know, I'm tired of seeing fat people crying about food stamps.
Danielle Grant is starving.
You want me to believe this person is starving? Are you serious?
I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can get some food. Because we literally don't have anything to eat today or tomorrow.
You see what I'm saying? These are people. They are raised to think this way. They are raised to think this way. They are all out and about. They're able to work. They just don't want to. I've always said it. Food stamps is not there so that you can go get all your sugary treats. It's there for you to actually get some food. Go get some chicken. Go get some cheese. Remember government cheese? Go get some milk. Get some government milk. Go and get eggs. Go get all this stuff. Get some mac and cheese. Get some noodles. Get some spaghetti. You can do all these things. Canned foods. But no, they want to buy steaks. They want to go buy Welch's juice. Not V8 vegetables, juice with all the sugars. Crying that you're going to starve when you are 5 times the size that you should be. If I am hungry, I exaggerate sometimes. Man, I'm starving. I want to eat something so bad. But if I have some eggs, well, there you go. I'll eat some eggs. Maybe I can grab some ham, some bologna. Remember bologna? Yeah, why not? Get some hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to accommodate. You gotta it's not the word accommodate. What's the word? What is the word? It's not assimilate. It's but you have to adjust. You have to adjust to your situation. Like if my mom knew that we were not going to have food, she would tell us something like this: tighten your belt. That means that we're not going to be eating for a bit. That means that we're going to have to eat whatever we can. And for us, it was beans. We literally will have just beans to eat, bean soup, which, by the way, my mother made the best bean soup. I miss her so much. But look at this woman right here. This woman, it's starving. Do you guys believe her? Do you guys believe that she's starving? Right here. Portrait, landscape. Do you think she's starving? I don't think she's starving. It's unbelievable. And this is the kind of people that I'm talking about. So the government makes these people, and it's mostly socialist Democrats. They're the easiest target. It's so much easier to go after the weak-minded, after the very needed. See, the way that we think is, here we go. We love to have socialist programs. I think it's fantastic if you do it right. But we need to support a capitalist system because the capitalist system makes money. The socialist system doesn't allow you to really own anything. They don't want you to own your company. They want everybody to own it. And that's not how it works. And when when everybody owns it and it doesn't work and you don't want to listen to the government comes in and takes it. And they are communist. And people always come into my channel like, what's a socialist? Define socialism. Man, bro, seriously. We can go and read all about socialism and communism and what it means. But the reality is that socialist Democrats is what we have today. See, I've learned in my life, thanks to my mother and thanks to God that has guided me, I have never learned to play the victim. And I'm going to tell you something. I have been so tempted to say to people when they say no to me, oh, you only say that because I'm Hispanic. Oh, you only say that because I wasn't born in this country. I swear, I want to use that. I want to, oh, you don't let me do this because I'm a Muslim. Like, seriously, I will go and claim all these victim cards that don't exist. But you see, I have too much respect for myself. I just have too much respect for myself. People that don't have their life together want to tell others how to run their life. Let me explain something to you. If you are a broke-ass mofo who is as ghetto as the next person next to them, and you hate rich people because you say they got your wealth, no, my fault. That's your fault. You're guilty of that. You're the lazy. You're responsible. Take some accountability. You don't know how to create wealth. And so you fight for socialism. And you vote for Democrats because you're a selfish person. You don't think about what's harming this country. Don't you don't think that I want all of Honduras to come over here to the United States of America? You don't think I want Honduras to be a territory of the United States? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is it a good thing? No. No, absolutely not. Not everybody in Honduras is educated. Not everybody in Honduras has a job or thinks outside the box and get their own business. Not everybody in Honduras is honest. Not everybody in Honduras tells the truth. Not everybody is faithful. Not everybody is perfect. There's nobody perfect. Who do I want here from Honduras? You don't have to be rich, but go according to the law. Hey, listen, this is how much I have on my bank account. Okay, here is my criminal background check. If you need it, here we go. And here is my health check. Here is an X-ray of my body so that you can see what it was like. Thank you, Benjamin. No, Benjamin, this accent doesn't have nothing to do with assimilation. If you think that I had to change my accent to assimilate, you are retarded. Here's my question to you. How should my accent sound? Go ahead, tell me. How should my accent sound? SoCal was born here. He has an accent. He sounds Asian. He sounds Chinese to me. He claims to be black, but he sounds Chinese to me. I told him this many times. The way he talks, he doesn't talk like a black person. He talks like a Chinese guy. Maybe he lives down in Chinatown, down in L.A. Yeah. Copan. Yeah, I'm not from there, but yeah, I got family in Copan. So anyway, so this is what the government does. The government goes and finds the weakest links from every society, from every culture. Just like George Bush, bringing all the Somalis to Minnesota. Big mistake. Big mistake. And they put them all in one place. Now, let me tell you something. You might not like my accent, but you understand everything I say because I am speaking English, whether you like my accent or not. Now, go talk to a Somali in Minnesota and find out how many have assimilated, how many have learned the language. Even here, I can listen. The only people that I excuse is old people. There is no way. And when they do, God bless them. I love it when they try to speak English because they're trying. Even with the heavy, broken English accent, I don't make fun of them. I give them praise. I tell them, good job. I don't make fun of their accents. So the fact that you come in here and make fun of my accent shows me how retarded you are. That's all I can tell you about yourself. That's how I know how retarded you are. You know what? I'll take that back. Not retarded. Ignorant. That's how I know how ignorant you are. Let me, allow me a second here. Let me change something here so I can follow. I feel bad not being able to acknowledge you guys as supers right away. Let me see. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. Let me go ahead and put this over here. There we go. There we go. That way I can acknowledge you guys. You guys don't know what I'm doing, but there you go. Samuel, absolutely, brother. You know what? I love accents as well. Did you know that our Native Americans have accents as well? Our Navajos have accents. Everybody in this country has accents. I think it's just ignorant how, yeah, I know resonance. I said retarded a lot. I get tired of these people, but ignorant is the right word. You know, it's not retarded. It's ignorant. And I need to get rid of this retard too much and be able to use it when I really need to use it. You are 100% right for that. All right, let me go ahead and finish this video here real quick.
So we're gonna try to make ends meet, and we can.
Desperate for food, nowhere to go.
This news story is from 2025 when food stamps were.
But you hear, right? The news outlet. This is the news outlet. Nowhere to go. No food, nowhere to go. And I'm sure this story was when the government shut down. It has to be because it's 2025, he said.
Were frozen for a few days from a government shutdown.
You heard things before, but it's like they're not gonna let people starve. That's ridiculous, you know. But it's like no, that's literally like what's happening.
Archie.
Well, I think she can benefit from starving for at least a week. I think that will help her a lot.
Moore has 2 young kids to feed and $3 in his SNAP account. He says positivity keeps him going.
You gotta have a strong mind, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be strong.
Okay, so why?
You know what's interesting is that anybody that was working, not one person complained about the government shutdown. Isn't that crazy? Now, listen, I complained because there is a lot of people that actually need it, like they really, really need it, like especially the, people with disabilities, you know, people that have special children. I get it. You need those things. I got you. You know, I want you to get it, you know. I know how it works. I know how it is. But the fact that you depend on the government, I'm telling you, that is the worst thing that you can do in your life. Is it good to get health care? Absolutely. I like getting my health care. Yeah, of course. Sure. Thank you. But do you really need the service? If you don't need it, you don't need it. If you need it, okay, I got you. I'm with you. But I'm sorry. But when I see a person that's like 500 pounds, bro, and you're going to tell me you're starving, where? Where are you starving? I don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't. Man, when I starve in Honduras, I can play music with my ribs. I can play music with my ribs. It's that easy. I do have mods in here, right? If you're a mod in here, control the chat, please. We talked about this before. You can have a conversation with them, but control the chat, okay? If somebody has a question, go ahead and bring it up again, and then I can read it. But if somebody's just saying negative, nasty comments, just get rid of them, okay? I want everybody else who wants to listen to the truth to be here with me and listen to the truth, and then that way we can dialogue and talk about how we can do things better. Now, I'm going to say this. There's a guy that has potential. SoCal gets on my nerves so bad. You know why? Because he's actually smart. He is just evil. He's just evil because he doesn't want to do what's right. He defends evil so much it makes him evil. You know, when you defend Gavin Newsom after knowing all the scams that he knew about, after knowing how much he lied about, billions and billions of dollars to build a train, nothing happened. They just now, verily, after billions over budget, started to do, yes, because you're supporting an evil man. You support evil policies. You support mutilating children. You support open borders where criminals can just come right through. Don't get offended. It's just a statement. It's just a statement. But I want you to come to your senses because you're not stupid. You're smart. I call you stupid because it's not that you don't have the smarts. I call you stupid because of your decisions that you're making. You're not a wise person. Listen, you can be a genius. You can be a genius and be the worst person on earth. Being a genius doesn't make you better than anybody. Being a genius being smart doesn't make you better than anybody. If you lack wisdom, you're evil. If you don't support what's good, you're evil. If you don't believe in God, you belong to Satan. It's that simple. I wish that was true. I wish you were wise. I wish you were wise. Yeah, they're dumb geniuses. No, I'm going to tell you. You know, if let's say, for example, here, I'm going to give you an example of what it is, okay? You say you support policies that help people. All the socialist Democrats is for men and women's sports. That's a policy from the Democrats. Mutilating children, that's a policy from the Democrats. Indoctrinating with sexual immorality in our schools and elementary, that's a Democrat policy. To grow socialist Democrats in the universities and colleges, that is a socialist program and policy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, mind speak. It's been a while. Let's see what you got. Natives suffer. Latinos do hard jobs for low pay. Chinese and Hindus have businesses, and most black bank the system. What? I don't know what you mean by that. And who is getting most of this super chats contributions? We are on the wrong job. Yeah, man. Like, listen. One day, I'm not gonna care about super chats. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of planning. I have been gathering equipment. My wife and I have been talking about this, and she doesn't know everything that is in my head. It would just be overwhelming for her. But I can tell you, there is a huge business, and this live that you guys see in here, this work that I'm doing here on my YouTube now, I'm streaming here on Instagram, which looks like crap on Instagram. I apologize. Ken Sofa, my little brother, man. I see you, man. Here, let me put a comment here for you, man. Love ya, bruh. You don't understand. Ken Sofa, he's very special to me. Yeah, he's like a little brother to me. And I know him for a few years now. His family is fantastic. I'm not going to say too much about them for privacy reasons, but I love them very much. I love all of his family. His uncles, his dad, his mom, his sister, his grandma. Crazy grandma, but I love crazy grandma. Crazy grandpa, but I love crazy grandpa. He's always telling it like it is. and that's I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Dosito's here. Where's Dosito? Come on, Dosito. It's been a while, brother. Where you been? All right, I'm bringing the attention to you guys now. Okay, just a little bit. Don't get too used to it. I got things to say. Dosito says, Robert, it's the middle of April and it's still freezing. Man, my kids were at 59 degrees over here. Were swimming at the lake today, and it was windy. I'm going to tell you this. I had my sweater on, my shirt, my jeans on, and I was freezing, bro. The wind was at least minus 10 degrees. So they were out there swimming in the lake with 50 degrees, and I I can't do it, man. They're tough. Young people are tough. You know what? I wish, SoCal, I really do. I really wish that oh my God, man, if God can open your, I know you don't believe in God. I know you don't believe in Jesus Christ. I heard you talking to the black conservatives. And I was kind of pissed off because you were pretending to be something that you're not. And they bought it because they don't know you. But I can tell you this, man. If God calls you, bro, if you have an encounter, I don't know, if God doesn't choose you, you will never be part of it. But I can tell you, if God is speaking to your heart, I hope that you listen. Living in California is probably even harder to try to think of the right things. And I can tell you this, in California, especially in California, I felt a heavy cloud over my chest when I was down there. So much temptation, women, alcohol, parties, theft, drugs, corruption. There is so much temptation to fall into any of those categories, whether you think they're good or bad. It is irrelevant. It's so easy to do in California. I was asphyxiating in California. There was times where I felt like I was, that I was doing good, and I felt like it was nice to be there. But having money, sometimes that can corrupt you. Having money sometimes doesn't allow you to see how much it really hurts people to tax them up the yin yang. It is not healthy to tax the federal government. I get it. That's everybody's job. But it's not healthy to have a state tax, a city tax, a gas tax, a sales tax, a tax for everything and their mama. It is just not, it's not sustainable. It will make a lot of money, but it's not going to go to the poor people. It's not going to allow people to go from poor to middle class. It just makes the poor poorer, and it makes the middle class drop down to poor level. It's not sustainable. Eventually, it's going to collapse. If it wasn't because we have a great federal system where we actually, distribute the federal taxes that are paid, man, the states would be destroyed. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. If we didn't collect federal taxes, let me tell you the truth right now. If we didn't collect federal taxes from California, you know what would happen? Somebody tell me on here. Phantom, thanks for visiting, man. Somebody get rid of Phantom. What do you think will happen if we didn't pay federal taxes in California? What do you think will happen to the economy? Let's see if you have been paying attention. No, I think the red states will be fantastic. I think the red states will be saved. I know you don't believe that, but I do. I know you don't believe that, but I do.
Why can't you use that?
Hold on. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, I hate the format that I put on Instagram. That sucks. They literally live off California. Here we go. Now, see, this is what I'm saying, that you're not wise. The reason why Gavin Newsom and the Socialist Democrat mayors haven't destroyed California, I want you to pay attention, is because those taxes go to the federal government. If those taxes don't go to the federal government, your city taxes and state taxes will be a lot higher, and the federal government won't be able to regulate that. Now, if you have followed the news and you have seen what's happening in California, it's not just in California, but you gotta think about these things, right? You have to understand something. Let me see. Hold on. How can I do this? Let me see. Let me see if I can make somebody else mod. Mod. Okay. All right. You guys got rid of them already. Okay, cool. So here's the thing. The federal government, if the red states decided that they were just going to take over, let me tell you what's going to happen. Civil war happened for a reason, okay? But before I get there, let me just tell you this. If they didn't collect federal taxes, if they didn't pay federal taxes, all of the money that California collects, which, by the way, it's already being abused and misused, and they're stealing it, they're scamming it, and they're committing fraud with it. If we didn't collect those federal taxes from California, let me tell you right now, California will go bankrupt. Do you know why? I want to see if you're thinking. I want to see if you're thinking with your brain here real quick. I want to see if you're thinking with your brain here real quick. Why do you think I say that? Number one, it's okay. You can guess. It's not a right or wrong answer. What do you think? Why do you think I say that? Minnesota pays more into the government than they get back. Well, let me bust your bubble. The fact that the scammers in Minnesota are making millions of dollars, ripping the country for billions of dollars. Let me tell you what happens. And just like, listen, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a mastermind in economics. But I can tell you this. There is programs. And I don't think you understand this. It's not in your programming. There are programs that are federally funded. When you have a government committing fraud, when they say all these jobs are collecting all these taxes, they're not really collecting those taxes. In paper, yes, right? You're grabbing all this money. Now go ahead and subtract everything that is lost. I guarantee you that they are negative. I guarantee you they're negative in the country. That is a fake. That is a fake stat. I'm going to tell you like this, and somebody figured this out in the system. When you go to a casino, watch this. When you go to a casino and you put $100 in, and you put $100 in, and you put $100 in, you just lost $300. Then you go home. You go home and you lost $300. Then you come back to the casino and spend another $300. Now the casino is saying, hey, 300. Yeah, that's positive money for the casino. And they have a loss, so that they will add that. But what happens is that the people that say they're putting all this money into the system, by having the welfare system, by having most of the citizens on welfare, you are spending more money than what you're bringing in. Let me say that again. The money that the government is taking is they're giving it to these scams. $18 billion to Somalia. Let's not forget that. Don't forget that. How can we give $18 billion to Somalia and still say that we are making all this money? Employment, they say. On paper, yeah. And who are those employed? Somalians. Okay. They are the majority. They are the ones that keep the Muslims in office. They are the ones making mayors. Because we know they're dirty, we know they're evil, they shouldn't be in power, but because they have their people all in one place making this fraud, how much money do we spend from the federal healthcare system into illegal immigrants? Compare that to what they pitch in. Make that make sense. Go ahead and tell me, when somebody pays $3,000 to $4,000 in taxes a year, but they get more than $10,000, $15,000 in tax returns, they only paid nothing. Nothing. Instead, they get a refund for over $12,000, subtracting the actual taxes that they paid if they pay the tax. They get paid under the table. Where's the tax? No tax. You wonder why a lot of Americans are losing their houses? Affordability. Too much demand. Not enough housing. The UK is paying the price for that. And people keep ignoring it. But I'm not. I'm still paying attention to that. I'm still paying attention to that. I think it's funny when I hear people that are making $35,000 a year. Oh, I'm paying taxes. You police officers, you work for me. Is what they say. But they're not paying shit in taxes. Their returns are triple, quadruple, sometimes quintuple of what they actually pay in taxes. And let's not forget about the food stamps every month. Let's not forget about the health care every month. That is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. By the time that they start counting that they're paying taxes, they haven't paid jack squat. And they are negative in paying taxes. So that's a scam. It's a scam. And again, if the federal government stopped the funding on these states, they would go bankrupt. Period. I think there's one thing that people don't understand. Yep, NGOs also receive government support. Absolutely, bro. I've spoken about this many times. Absolutely. I've said NGO. I think MindSpeak might have been with me with his other username before everybody's usernames got changed. MindSpeak, I think, was Liberty for All. I think it was his nickname. And he used to support me a lot on the channel. He used to be like cutting edge, putting super chats and all this stuff all the time. But, but I get it. Not everybody's going to be able to do that all the time. It's not a problem. Not everybody's going to support my channel. I get it. You know what, though? I do support. I don't support. I do appreciate. I do appreciate everybody that pitches in to help me and my channel. When we get established, I mean, I've only been doing this for 8 months. But when we get established, I'm not established at all. But when we get established, and actually this grows into what I wanted to grow, because I got other things that I can do, we're just taking our time. I will remember every single one of you guys who has been supporting me from the beginning. And when I mean from the beginning, I mean from the time that you saw my live and you heard me speak and you said, hey, this guy thinks the way that I think. I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to listen to him for a while. And then you became a member. I will never forget you for doing that. And I can say that it will be the people that I will never really forget is those who have been with me for a very long time. Because I see you on my chats. Jason Martin, I had a conversation with him, on our day off, when I was banned from doing YouTube. We spoke for like an hour and a half, 2 hours almost, and we're real. I've had conversations with Robert for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and other people that I talked to on the phone. I texted back and forth with Tanya today, and when I was watching teenagers, at the lake. And what I mean watching is like I'm with them. Don't get perverted on me now. And so I really feel like people just, I don't know if they say brainwash, but it just can be. It's like I give people a scenario just to see if they have this critical ability, right? The critical thinking ability, to see if they can kind of see the problem and that try to fix the problem on their end. And I just the responses that I get is just like very what I say, it's very disappointing. I can understand somebody gets a question wrong. I get it because nobody's inside my head. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, where do we go from here? You know, I send you a Gmail to see what's the world fraud. Let me take a look. Let's take a look at that email. Let me see if I can pull it up, brother. My last email that I pulled here was from YouTube partner support talking about the ban. These guys are, man, I don't agree with their bullcrap, but I'm not Google. And let's see. Let me see if I can get logged in without messing up my live. There we go. All right, let's check it out. Let's see. They gave me an IQ test, a cognitive test. It's supposed to take me 30 minutes to answer it. I answer it in about 6 to 7 minutes. I think that's what it was. And they said it was exceptional. So critical thinking, analytically think. Oh my God, all these things that they said about me. You will not believe it, but it is true. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna read some emails afterwards. Appreciate it, my man. I got your email. If you get to hear this, let's see the deep state. Let's take a look and see what you sent me on X. Let's see. The total assets composing American NGOs is now bro. No way, dude. Okay, you know what? We're gonna take this with a grain of salt. I will not say that this is true, but here we go. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this. Here we go.
The Federal Reserve has revealed that U.S. NGOs have more in assets than the combined 2025 GDP estimates for Japan, Germany, and India combined. India and Japan's GDP each just over 4 trillion, Germany 5 trillion, about 13.5 trillion together. Guess what? The combined assets held by U.S. NGOs equals $14.2 trillion of your tax money and that of your children and grandchildren and great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. Ever wonder why everything is so absolutely unaffordable today? It's not actually rocket science. Government has forgotten the fundamental reasons for which it was formed, to serve and protect our civil liberties. It has inverted the entire formula and decided that we are the ones here to serve, to work, and through our individual labors to support their desires and the behemoth of a bureaucracy that has emanated from those desires. Merry Christmas, America.
That is crazy. Thank you for sharing that, brother. That is crazy, but that is a connection. That is a connection that happens. Let me go ahead and you know what, I should have left that one open. Let me reopen this link. I will close it, but I'll reopen it. I need to get to my messages. Here is a comment from the incident that happened today. Well, instead of watching, hold on. Instead of watching the whole questions in the video, whatever, we'll just watch the clips that they gave us on X account. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to give you guys another chance in here. What do you got here? I don't know what you guys are talking with SoCal, so I'll let you guys handle that. California doesn't. California doesn't help their own people. That's a fact. But they do help a lot of illegal immigrants, for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Illegal immigrants is not your people. There we go. Quite an evening in D.C. Secret Service and law enforcement did a fantastic job. They acted quickly and bravely. The shooter has been apprehended, and I have recommended that we let the show go on, but will entirely be guided by law enforcement. They will make a decision shortly. Regardless of that decision, the evening will be much different than planned, and we'll just plain have to do it again. If you haven't heard through this news, I'm sure you have, there was another attempt on, we're assuming, we think is, again, on President Trump's life. During the dinner, for the correspondent dinner, there was shots fired by a teacher. Of course, it's a socialist Democrat teacher. But there was some shots that have been heard. They took the president into safety, the vice president, the first lady, etc. And, it was nobody shot inside the dinner or anything like that. It doesn't seem like yet. But there was an incident where, again, the peaceful socialist Democrats creating violence again. More shootings. And this time from a teacher. So, where do you go with that? Why do we keep supporting socialist Democrats in office, in government? Why do we even put up with this communist? I really believe that President Trump should invoke the 1954 Act against the communists. These socialist Democrats, only because they disguise themselves as socialists, we know that they're communist. We know what they're doing. We know that they're getting rid of political opponents. And they might not be killing them. Well, they actually did. Melissa, Harton, you know who that is. She was a Democrat that voted against the Democratic Party, and 2 days later, she's done. I find it very interesting. Plus, we have more socialist Democrats acting already as communists, like Zohran Mamdani in New York, taking away businesses from private owners. Think about that. Taking away businesses like Hugo Chavez did in Venezuela. That is ridiculous. And nobody says anything about that on the Socialist Democrat Party. Everybody thinks that because the name Democrat, they subconsciously, they associate that with democracy. We're not a democracy. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic, period. But everybody associates democracy with Democrats. And that's a big problem. That is a huge problem. So, again, many people are smart, but they're not wise. They're very ignorant in a lot of things that they can't think of. So, they can be smart for other things, but not for everything. Let's see. This guy. I think I show you a picture. Here, hold on. I want to shut this guy up. Give me a second, my people. Give me a second. Let me shut this ignorant fool in here right away. Let me shut him up. Here we go. Oh, I love this. Huh. Well. Check out this link. Let me see. Hold on. Where is it? These guys. Let me shut this fool up. What was that? Go ahead. Say it again. What was that, Santana? Dennis, how about a cooking channel, bro? MAGA's dead. No, we are MAGA, fool. I'm still alive. The American spirit's still alive. That's Make America Great. Anybody that says that Make America Great is stupid, you are stupid. So go ahead. Say it again, Santana. Dennis won't wear the MAGA merch in public. And look where I am at. at a fantastic Mexican restaurant. Woo! Shut the hell up, Santana. This guy. Look at this guy. Where you at? Where you at? Santana, you got a new channel, bro? Let me see, man. Let me see. Where's Santana? How come I can't go see his channel? Let me. Oh, because it's not my profile. Okay, I got it. Santana. This guy. Let me see. Santana opened up a channel just so that he can troll. There you go, man. Look at that. Look at that handsome fat guy right there. Make America great again. At a Mexican restaurant. And yes, I am very sure that illegal immigrants came through there and saw my hat, but didn't dare to say anything to me. I don't know. Maybe they can see my gun. I don't know. Let's see. Dennis disowned by his own people. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Who's my people? Somebody put in the chat. Who's my people? Let's go. Make America great again. Now shut the hell up. You see how you can't beat me? You call me a liar, and I show you a fact to shut your mouth, sucker. This guy, man. That just cracks me right up, bro. This guy, he dared to challenge me on that. Man, I wear my 45, 47 hat all the time. I wear my Make America Great Again, the black one, all the time. Just because I have many different hats, it doesn't mean that I don't wear my gear outside. Of course I do. It's not all about Trump. You have to understand that. I'm all about America. And yes, while people think that MAGA is a Trump thing, let's not forget that this is actually a Ronald Reagan thing. I just happen to like the fact that he picked Ronald Reagan's, motto. It's that simple. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right, let's continue with the post. Every time, I never lie, sir, and I'm always me, no matter where I go. And you know what? There's actually sometimes it makes people open a conversation. Because I did have a conversation with a couple of people, and I said, what do you think about this hat? Honestly, what do you think about this hat? I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I said, if I was in your country, where you're from, because I'm speaking their language, if I was in your country and I wore a hat that said, make your country great again, would that be a problem? No. Okay, then there shouldn't be a problem here. This is my country. This is my country, and I believe on making it great again. I mean, technically, we are great already because we're not being manipulated by this NGO Hugs. If you know what I'm talking about, Hugs, you know who they are. You know who they are. But we should really get rid of this communist. You can tell by they're always saying the hateful things towards President Trump. By the way, if you are racist like Coastal 56 over here, just because you're American, it doesn't mean that you're white, you idiot. You guys can go piss somewhere else. This is not the channel for you, okay? This is not a chat for you. This is just a chat for patriots that care about the United States of America. If you don't like it, then get the hell out of my channel. It's very simple. Insulting me that I'm not white, that's the stupidest thing you can do. Insulting my accent, that's the second stupidest thing you can do. Now, I am not saying, as our great Senator Kennedy says, I'm not saying that you are the dumbest person on earth, but you should as hell should hope that that person doesn't die. Kennedy, man, he should retire, though. He's too old to be in power. He's too old to be in office. Absolutely. Law enforcement has requested that we leave the premises consistent with protocol, which we'll do immediately. I will be giving a press conference in 30 minutes from the White House press briefing room. The First Lady plus the Vice President and all cabinet members are in perfect condition. We will be speaking to you in a half an hour. I have spoken with all the representatives in charge of the event, and we will be rescheduling within 30 days. Now, some people say they should be fired and this and that. Oh, bye-bye, Coastal. Thanks for stopping by. President Trump said that he doesn't blame them for that guy getting through there. I don't know. Sometimes I think that President Trump is, he's too soft. As hard as he is, I think sometimes he's a little bit too soft. What is this?
Shall I post it as soon as?
Lieutenant Hudson, you monitoring this there? Here it comes up.
Is that the guy that did the shots?
Shall I post it as soon as he passed down that?
18, go for
Huh. I don't know what that was. But here's the POTUS.
Freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in a certain way it did. Because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple.
Wait a minute. Okay, so here's the problem with you Californians. You guys are so ignorant. You have to understand something. Just because I am in Washington State, or just because I live in Oregon State, or because I live in Utah State, you morons need to learn something. That this is the United States of America. It is one country, and doggone it, our federal government has to take care of the whole country, not just a state. And if you guys don't understand that, you guys are stupid. You guys are stupid if you don't understand that. If I'm going to talk about things from California, my friend, I'm going to talk about things from California. Because California is part of the United States of America. You think I don't take care of my foot on the right because I got my one on the left? You think I don't take care of my left hand because I got the right hand? It's all one body. The United States of America is one country. So shut the hell up about defending yourself in your dumbass state of California. And we got our own opinion, and we're going to talk about it regardless of what you say. Don't make me drop the F-bomb tonight. I am trying to be calm.
Weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now, put out on Truth and put out on many other platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job. The secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. A particular.
And there is homeless. There is homeless in all states. Absolutely, I agree. I'm not saying that red states are better, guys. That's not what I'm saying. Why is it that whenever I point out that California is corrupted, you guys say, "Oh, red states are no better"? We got to hold the government accountable for it. I don't call on a state because I know they're representatives of the Republican Party or Democratic Party. I call them out for what they do and what they don't do. It just happens to be that the West Coast is where I am. And I happen to know how the government works. You know how I know how the California government works? Because they do the same shit over here in Washington State. They do the same thing in Oregon, except Oregon is a poorer state. And when you have governors that don't know how to run their state, it goes down the toilet. Because the federal government is not going to do everything for them. Oregon was such a beautiful state, and Portland was so beautiful to go and visit and eat some tacos, some food from. There's a spot that I used to love to go to Portland, and Portland is about maybe 4 hours from where I am, maybe 3.5 to 4 hours to where I am, and I love going down there. It was a nice trip. I love driving. I love the scenery. I just love it. And to be able to be in a different state in such a close or easy time, I thought it was fantastic. But it has gone down the toilet. And the only thing that they have in common is, in the whole West Coast, is the socialist Democrats keep ruling over and over and over. And I don't know if this is true or if it's a fact, but I heard the Save America Act did not pass because of peace out, my speak. Go sleep off your beers. Come back when you're not talking shit. And it has just gone down the toilet to where, it affects Washington State as well. Washington State supports a lot of the energy for Oregon. And, we have everything that has happened in Oregon. We have seen it. And they started exactly like the socialist mayor from Seattle started. She said the same exact things about providing all this housing for the homeless. Well, they ran out of money, and get this, they didn't just not get the job done. The homeless multiply even more. Why? I always tell people, right? I always tell people this: teach a man to fish. And that's all I say. Teach a man to fish. Think about it. Teach a man to fish. What does that mean? What does that mean to you? It's a rhetorical question for some of you on my side. I know you guys know what that means. But the problem with socialist Democrats, and I have to keep saying socialists, you have to know the difference. The socialist Democrats, they think that all they have to do is tax more hardworking people and give it away to the homeless. That doesn't help. They say they're helping the homeless with drug addictions by giving them clean needles, the right dosage of drugs. They give them Narcan. I kid you not. They give them Narcan drugs by boxes. It's not just a couple, here you go. No, boxes full of Narcan. Let me see how much it costs. Maybe it's not even that expensive. Maybe that's why they do it that way. But let me see. How much? Narcan cost. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad. So the price range from $45 to $72. Now, retailers like Healthware House offer it through roughly $110. Okay, so just imagine, you go and build all these small houses, right, for the homeless to have a place to live. Well, when you do that, what you're saying is, if you're coming from another state, come over here. We'll give you shelter. And guess what happens? The problem never gets solved. Do you know how you get rid of homeless? You get rid of them. You don't accept them in your cities. You kick them out. Go to another place where they will accept you. You know what I noticed? Uh, well, what an idiot. My wife is right here next to me, you dumbass. Anyway, just let him talk shit. It's okay. Listen, you know what I noticed? That in Europe, all these Muslim countries were migrating into the UK, France, Italy, Spain, England. Boom, 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 boom. Switzerland. Boom, boom, boom. Illegal immigrants. All these Muslim illegal immigrants. Boom, 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 boom. Into all these Christian countries, by the way. That's how you know Allah is fake. Allah doesn't take care of his people. They need a Christian God nation to help them with that. But anywho, you know what I also noticed? Not one of them went to Poland. Not one of them went to Poland. And Poland is one of the best countries over there right now. I mean, I haven't looked at the economy. I'm not saying they're the richest, but I can tell you something. They are allies with us. And they know we got their back. We know that they know we got their back. A lot of people, even, I'm going to say, the minority of the people, the minority of Americans were against our military. The minority of the Americans went against our country winning against Iran's regime. I find very interesting that when you're listening to the legacy media, they say all these nasty things about the United States and the military. And, you know, it's just such a sad thing to see. But what are you going to do? You know, they cheer. I mean, dumbass Americans go out there and put their, you know, Muslim outfit and I don't know what the hell those hijabs or whatever those things are, hijabs or whatever. They go out there. Of course, they cover the whole face because they are ashamed of what they're doing. Okay? But the fact, the Zinc Roofer, you better be nice in the chat, bro. Otherwise, you're going to be out of here. But the fact is that they are protesting on our streets. Listen, I don't give a shit if you think that the freedom of speech belongs to the world. No, it belongs to Americans and those who are permanent residents. That's who the freedom of speech belongs to. Everybody else can kick rocks. You do not allow our enemy to be on our streets of the United States of America to protest the United States of America and support a terrorist regime. Where is the law? Where are those who stand for the Constitution? Why are they not being put in jail? Maybe even taken out like traitors they are. They are our enemy. Anybody cheering for our enemy is an enemy of the United States of America. How dare they do that here in our country? And nothing happens to them. Nothing. And then when you try to talk with them about this, the first thing they say, oh, January 6th. Oh my God, bro. What about it? What about it? Forget about it. How about 9/11? How about 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24? How about those 8 years of socialist lunatics out there destroying, causing billions of dollars to our economy? We could have fed the homeless. Fucking retards. Ignorance is not bliss, man. How you know what drives me crazy is that I'm a migrant. I wasn't even born in this country. That's what drives me crazy. How can I love this country more than the freaking people that were born in here? My white privilege card is a joke. I get it. But America is not white. We're all mutts. And I tell you, I find pleasure of seeing white people. I find pleasure on seeing dark native Indians. I find pleasure on seeing black people, Asians. I love it. I think it's fantastic. You know what I don't love? Thieves, murderers, rapers, lawless criminals. That's what I don't love. And nobody answered this question, but who is my people? Somebody put it on the chat. Who is my people? Can you hear me that? Is it still there? The apple? It was already bad? Oh, man. I try to eat them as fast as I could. Anywho, that's my wife that doesn't exist because I'm a Trump supporter. So I never met her, I never married her, and I haven't been married to her for 16 years. Well, 15, right? And 16 together. Yeah, that's my invisible wife that I talk to here sometimes. But anyways, so who is my people? Who is my people? My people. You know what? I learned to say this. That's right, Dosito. You already know me. You guys already know me too well. But you know what? I learned this from Jesus. You know, I learned a lot of things in my life. I learned from Jesus. One of them, I thought, you know, when I was like a newly born Christian, I wanted to be so, just full with the Spirit, and I have this fighting spirit and this and that, and I'm going to win the world for Jesus Christ and this and that. And I started to say to myself, man, if I was in the times of Jesus. Jason Martin says, hi, precious. Hey. And, if I was in the time of Jesus, I used to say this. Hi, Dennis's wife, says Samuel. The wife says hi to everybody. But you know what? I used to say, if I was there in Jesus' times, I would kill a lot of people. I wouldn't let him take him. And then I go into the Bible and I'm reading the Bible. And they say that they came after Jesus. And right when they were going to take him, Peter says, don't. Well, he doesn't say don't. He just says that he grabbed the sword and cut the ear of one of the guys, the guards. And Jesus immediately healed them. Even though they came for him. You have to understand something. This is God's will that Jesus, the Son of God, is doing. And I have said to myself, if I was there, I would stop it. I will not let them crucify Jesus Christ. As I'm reading the Bible, wow, this made me cry. My eyes got filled with tears. My heart just got squeezed so tightly. I almost couldn't breathe when I read that Jesus said, get behind Satan. Wait, what? Satan? That's Peter. That's your disciple. And I learned right there that no, I wouldn't be able to stop the crucifixion because that was God's will. So I learned that from him. And while he was up on the cross, the people brought him his family. And they said, Jesus, here is your mother and your brother and your sister. And Jesus said, who's my family? Who is my family? But those who do the will of God. So I ask you my question again, and some of you already answered. Who is my people? Who is my people? My people are those who respect the law, who say no to crime, who love this country, who honor this country, and who fight for this country to stay the great country that God has blessed it to be. That's my people. And many Hondurans that come to this country will agree with me if they are my people. Isn't that crazy? Now, how many of you guys enjoy this live tonight? There is a lot. There is a lot to say. There's a lot to say. I want to say, guys, listen, it's probably not how I actually wanted my life to go. But, it's not always good to just, continue to just blup, 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 blup. Sometimes I feel like, I got to take a break. I got to take a rest. And all I can tell you is that I love coming live just so I can hang out with you guys. There's a lot of haters out there. They're gonna come in here and they're not gonna want to be with me. I have my phone number. Nobody called. That time has passed. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow we'll take some calls. To all my peoples. My peoples. I love you very much. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. My wife and I, we thank you from the bottom of our heart. We thank you so much. Man, so many great things to come. Listen, there is things that I have in my head right now that I'm going to do here very soon. It sounds very fantastic up here. I hope that it comes true because I will be able to do some things for you, my members, that I haven't been able to do before. And you guys already know what I'm hinting. Starlink is coming. We're definitely going to make the investment. We're definitely going to make the sacrifice to pay that extra bill. We can do it. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And I hope that you too will give him a chance for your own soul's sake. Feels good to be in God's hands. God bless you guys. God bless your family. God bless the USA. Have a wonderful night. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.